if you think about financial reporting, what usually goes into the process of creating these documents is the creation of narratives, bringing in data, linking that data in, and making sure that, if you would, everything is correct, which is a very large, very complicated process. Extending beyond financial reporting, you get into use cases like statutory reporting, ESG, board decks. They have a lot of similarities in the process, and they all need to link back to certain data. And so that ability to have a separate team be working on the data process, getting you the precise data, being able to link that data in, and then automatically import the next version of the data allows for that separation of responsibilities. You can have your reporting team working on narratives, you can have your data team working on closing and finalizing the numbers, setting different drafts and updates, and automatically linking it in. So when we think of expanding into some of these other scenarios, the ability for Active Disclosure to have a global workbook that all these different reports can link into, that can automatically update multiple documents, multiple presentations through that linking. It's a very powerful feature, which is also important if you consider that you might have different groups in the organization that are responsible for different reports. For example, your financial reporting team is usually different from the team working on your board decks or your ESG reporting. They can all have their own separate workspaces, so you can control who has access, you can control who's in which group, but then you can have them all linked back to using one global or multiple global sources of the data. So again, that process can be efficient, it can be automatically updated, and most importantly, you can make sure that all those different reports all have the correct numbers, the correct report for final processing.